For the first time, we're having this new format, a triathlon of chess with semi-classical, rapid, and blitz. Which one do you feel you're going to be the most dominant in?
I don't know if I'll be dominant in any of them. I think the semi-classical will be the weirdest one to know what to do in terms of like, do you want to put so much effort into trying to win, or, I mean, it's kind of based on this money split, and then you have to calculate like, how much risk do you want to take? So that's the blitz and rapid is the easiest. There's no thought process there, you just play. But the semi-classical, I think some strategy might go behind it.
Now you're the reigning US champ. What's the most fun part about facing this all-American lineup?
Well, I think it's interesting, especially because the American Cup will also happen pretty soon, and it'll be a lot of the same guys. So it might be some sort of like feeling your opponent out in terms of how they are at the moment, and maybe testing some openings against them or seeing what openings they're going for, because then soon we're going to play the American Cup and it's going to be a lot of the same guys and also a match format. So from that point of view, it's interesting. But of course, all the players in this tournament I have a lot of experience against. We've played for many years now, especially if we're talking about Hikaru or Levon. We're going back more than a decade in terms of how many times we've played and hundreds of games over different time controls. So that's very interesting. And it's also good to see that a lot of the players in this tournament, many of whom are from my generation or a bit older, are still going very strong and are still playing at the very, very highest level. So I think that's a good sign for American chess, and also makes the tournament quite interesting.
Given the fact that you're going to be facing these players in all three formats, have you thought about any adjustments to your overall strategy as you enter each and every round?
Not too much, no. I haven't given much thought to strategy. I think, okay, when it comes down to it, usually if you're in good form, even if you have no strategy, it probably works out well. And if you're in bad form, you can have all the idea in the world of what you want to do, and then it very often comes down to some, mistakes in the moment, which you can't really, if you're in bad shape, you can't really avoid those. So it very often comes down to form. It's, there's the famous Tyson quote, everyone has a game plan until they get punched in the face. And so yeah, you can have all the plan in the world, but you have to play well.
Now, if you would be the organizer, how would you spice things up in terms of, let's say, a new addition to the format, or maybe even an overall new rule to chess?
I thought that what the chess club tried, it's already almost 5 years ago now, and when chess was online during the pandemic, and the St. Louis Chess Club organized what they called clutch chess. I thought that was very interesting. So putting more points and more money on very specific games, and also the money is only there if you win. So it really incentivizes playing for a win at all costs. It also makes it interesting from a match strategy point of view, because you can take a lot of risk, maybe because you want the money, but then on the other hand, if you lose a game, then you lose 3 points. I think that was what we were playing for. 3 points in a match, basically it's like the end of the match. So I thought that was a really interesting format. I don't know if there's ever going to be a plan to bring that back, but I had fun with that one.
Now, obviously everybody's super strong in this event, but who is your dark horse to watch out for in this one?
I don't know who could be called a dark horse. I mean, everyone's really strong. You wouldn't call a dark horse like Lenier, for example, because obviously he's nearly a 2750 player, so it's kind of silly to call him a dark horse, right? It's no surprise if he plays really well. With that in mind, maybe Ray. Of course, he's also incredibly capable of playing really well. But he's not one of the by rating favorites. So if forced to pick a dark horse, maybe I'd say Ray.
And what's his biggest strength? You faced him quite a few times.
Yeah, with Ray, we've played 2 matches to start with. We're quite close in age. We've played in the American Cup a match. We played in the World Cup a match. That was even higher stakes, because the World Cup, of course, is qualification to the candidates. And we've also played in the US Championship for, I don't even know how many years now. So, of course, we've played many, many times. I would say he's a player that, like when it comes to calculation and tactics, then those are his biggest strengths. But when it comes to practicality, like time usage and knowing when to take time over decisions and when to kind of trust your instincts a bit more, that's where, of course, he's still very strong, but he struggles a bit more compared to the very concrete kind of decisions, where he definitely excels.
Fabi, thanks a lot for your time and good luck in the event.
Thank
Have
you.
fun.
Thanks.